Greetings and salutations, YouTube universe. My name is Steel, and welcome to my very first YouTube video. Today we'll be playing College Football 27 Dynasty mode, and the team that I will be using will be the Middle Tennessee Blue Raiders. Overview before we get into the Dynasty mode itself. Kind of looking over our Dynasty budget points. Looks like most of it's into our staff currently, and then our NIL, and then facilities. Some of the 80 expectations, we got to sign 5 recruits from Tennessee at signing day, so that'll kind of determine who we target and who we decide to go after. Winning 25% of your home games this year, so that's, you got to win like 2 games if we have 6 home games, I believe hits 25%. 3, yeah, 2 should do just fine. And then win more conference games than last year, which we won only 3 last year. Or maybe 2. I think 2. And some of our school grades here, we got, as you can see, it's pretty terrible at the moment, as we have Fs for brand exposure, championship contender, and coach stability. We got D- in academic prestige, D in athletic facilities, D+ in coach prestige, C- campus lifestyle, and our conference prestige, the Conference USA, is a C+, which is our highest selling point. Now we'll go in and just create our coach quick. I'm going to go with the recruiter archetype. We'll just use my real first name there. And there we go. For now, we'll run with the same playbook. Alma mater. I never went to college, but I'm from Minnesota, so we'll go ahead and just pick that as our alma mater here. Pipeline, we'll probably just do the same. Minnesota. Demeanor, we'll just go with the classics. I'm gonna go with flexible play caller. I don't think that stuff really matters. Dynasty point strategy. I'm just gonna put balanced for that. I was able to get, I did dabble with Dynasty mode a little bit, just to kind of get a lay of the land before I started this video. It doesn't really matter too much what my guy looks like. We'll go with this one. But overall, I think it's going to be a fun year to do Dynasty. We'll go pretty thin down here to the maximum. I'm not going to change much in the gear, and we will continue. Alright, now that we're in Dynasty, we're going to go over our staff and manage blueprint. I don't think there's really much you can do here before outside week 0, but we can go over the staff support staffing, and we can't afford anything. We only have 85 NIL as it sits right now. So yeah, it's not looking good. One thing I'll show you is the league sliders, so you guys kind of get an idea. We will be playing on Heisman difficulty. Everything's gonna be pretty basic to start. 8-minute quarters, accelerated clock, wear and tear is all at 50. As we go, we'll kind of tweak things as we kind of see, and I am going to manually progress players, at least for now. I might turn that back on though. Let me know what you guys think. But before we get into recruiting, we'll set up our custom schedules. Usually in year one, I don't like to adjust anything except getting rid of the FCS schools. I don't like playing FCS for obvious reasons. I like to have a little bit more storyline, a little bit better competition. Let me see if we can get... Let's go, we're going to go with Tenn in-state. Right, we're going to make that on a road game, though. I don't want to play that at home. We got 2, 3, 4, 5, is that 6 road games? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 road games. So let's just flip. Let's flip the Marshall game to home. That'll be the only difference there. All right. Give you guys an overview of the roster that we have here and why I chose Middle Tennessee State as my team. So starting off, we got Roman Gagliano as our starting quarterback, year number 1. Pro potential's his deal breaker, so most likely he will transfer out after this season. But he's not necessarily the one I'm most excited about. Obviously, Rocco Williams is another potential player, but again, pro potential. And Stanley Anderson Lofton, who I'm very excited about both of these quarterbacks. But they all need pro potential, so most likely we will have none of them. Now that I'm looking at the deal breakers for the first time. At the running back, Antonio Martin will be here for a year, contact seeking. DJ Taylor, brand exposure. We're not going to be able to keep a lot of guys. It's going to be rough goings for quite a while. Playing time, Austin Clemens we could keep if we keep him playing, which as he's the only one who doesn't have a deal breaker right now, he might get a lot of playing time in year number 1. But now here is one of the big reasons why I wanted to do Middle Tennessee, and that's because of the fullbacks. I like playing with fullbacks. So this year I kind of made a challenge to myself that I will pick a team that has actual fullbacks. And Middle Tennessee was one, and they were one of the worst teams to have a fullback. So I'm very excited to have that, and he's a sophomore, of course, brand exposure. He's not going to, most likely won't meet the expectations, but at least the playbook will be designed to have a fullback. And now to this receiver room. Cameron Lacey Jr., he's probably not sticking around beyond this year. A.J. Jones, Marcus Allen Sr., Tyree Patterson. A lot of pro potential and brand exposure. Hogan Wasson, he won't be around because he's a senior. Kaysen Stokes. I would love to keep him, but again, pro potential. I don't see that happening unless Cameron Lacey has a big year. But even then, 81 overall, I don't think he's going to get drafted. Jalen Mays, playing time for the young redshirt freshman. He might see it. With 88 speed, he's got good change of direction. Not great on the route running tree, but at least maybe special teams I could have him as a return man. I think just to keep him playing. Landon Collins, pro potential, Kareem Harris, brand exposure, and Neil Clifton, conference prestige. He might be able to stay, so that's good. So there's 2 receivers we could potentially keep. Tavion Galloway, tight end, again, probably won't be here. Same with Evan Poacher, championship. Yeah, that guy's gone. Jaden Hambrick, true freshman, playing time. I like that. He's got normal dev, which isn't great, but I want to look at his player card here, kind of see what his caps are looking like. Okay, so his hands ain't getting much better, but route running, blocking, and quickness. So he could actually be a pretty solid tight end for us going forward. Wilson Hodge playing style, and maybe we could get that. That's obtainable at least. Connor Daughtry's a senior. Brody Benke, pro potential. I guess we have high enough pro potential for him. And then Henry Hamlin probably won't see the field. Reese Tripp from St. Cloud, Minnesota. Actually from Mantorville, Minnesota, I believe. At least it was in previous games. But yeah, 6'7", 383, championship contender. It's not a great look. So we'll get him for 1 year for sure. Cole Simmons, playing style, we could work with that. Kyle Larkin, I'll just keep it on this. Playing style, again, we can work with that. Otto Jans van Rensburg, pro potential. I don't think we're going to hit that mark for him unless we have a guard that's high enough overall, which I don't think we do. Ashley Walker, though, should be able to stick around 6'8" for a guard. He might move to tackle. His pass blocking's solid. Is definitely a better run blocker out the gate. But a potential move to tackle candidate, especially if things don't work out over there. And then Jeremy Tracy as well. Adrian Crespin, he's a junior, probably gone. Same with Roman. Roman Jones, actually, he could be a guy we could keep. If 268 pounds, that's very light. So we'll definitely have to have him hit the weight room if he wants to be a starter. And Maverick DePaulo, probably gone as well. Alex Gale, Chris Moreno, Quentin Butler. These guys we could potentially keep. Diego Blattler. Sorry if I'm butchering names. Caven Call, pro potential, probably going to miss a lot of these guys. Ahmad Allison. He could be an intriguing player. 69 speed, normal, maybe not. What are his caps looking like? Maybe he could be something for this team. No, never mind. And then BJ Osmer, Reggie Johnson Sr., Matthias Malachi Donaldson, Emmett Douglas. Playing time, speed rusher, normal dev. And the caps are egregious. So yeah, that's going to be a tough go for sure. We don't really have any young standouts that don't want to transfer out of here. Zion Simpson-Smith, normal dev. Pro potential, yeah. Justin Bodford, pro potential. Senior. Jonathan Mabin, pro potential. Archie Roseman V has once playing time. And I think we can get there if he's got a little bit better. He does pass rushing he can get better at, so he could probably be a mid to high 70s for us, but nothing crazy. Marlon Robinson. Matthew Blungfist from Manchester. Good solid linebacker, 6'5", 264, very play. It looks like more he should be on the D line than an off-ball linebacker. No, he can cover though. Never mind. Matthew Blungfist will be an off-ball linebacker, and Malik Love, playing time, he's going to get plenty of it. Corey Smith Jr., he will probably transfer. Ashton Taylor's a senior, and then Micah Smith will also probably transfer. Jaden Thompson's a senior, 68 overall. Shane Rochelle as well, and Demetrius Lucas. The cornerback room, is led by Dyson McCutcheon, Jackson Lowe on the boundary, but playing style. So we could maybe meet that depending on how we play and what he needs for that. DJ Cunningham, we might get 2 years out of him. That'll be a good deal to keep a 70 overall on the team for more than a season. Same with Ricky Lee. Jason Hardy probably will transfer. Oh, he's a senior, never mind. James Johnson, pro potential. Devin Carlisle, 6'4", 198 pounds. That is interesting, and he's got a lot of room to grow. I like the way that Carlisle looks. He's a junior. There's probably not normal dev. He's probably not going to grow too much more, but having a 6'4" corner out there could be interesting. KJ Minifield, playing time. I mean, if he had better than normal dev, I'd probably play him. And Ethan Sherman at true freshman, championship contender. Unfortunately, I don't think he's going to stick around either, and he's got good caps. At the free safety, Kalen Woods, a senior. Justice Haggard, true freshman, conference prestige. He's normal dev, but his caps are pretty good. His caps are pretty good for a normal dev, true freshman. His coverage can get up a lot higher, IQ a little bit, and definitely on the run support, he can be a pretty good hybrid safety for us in the future. Maybe even starting this year. Who knows? Ooh, never. 80 speed is going to be hard to start, though. Maybe a corner. He might play corner in the slot, not on the outside by any means. Bryce Williams, and then Christopher Noble. Not a lot of good dev traits. Orlando Williams from Indianapolis, sophomore. He was looking like he's going to stick around so long as the conference prestige holds up. He's not getting much better, though. He's about what you see is what you get. Locke Kennedy, 6'3", 205, impact dev, and he wants playing time. That's going to be good because I think we can definitely get him on the field, and that IQ and the hands. Yeah, Locke Kennedy is probably going to be a day one starter for us. Just for that, he wants playing time and all that. Then our kicker, Dominic Burgess. He'll be gone after this year. Ashton Logan, one of our 3 best players on the team, will be gone after this year. And next year, at least we have a punt. Maybe not, he'll transfer away. But that's the roster that we are working with year number 1. And right now, I'm going to go ahead and get in to the scouting, see what we can get for a look here at the prospects available. Hey, we got a punter, Tyrese Kimball. Proximity to home, he is number 1 on our board. Probably not going to offer him right away. But as you guys can see, we have a lot of needs to fill, especially with a lot of pending transfers on top of our senior graduations. And we only have 240 NIL to spend. Now let's go over my school here. Go over the grades once again. Risk of transfer. So the playing style's pocket passer. And yeah, I don't think we're quite... Yeah, we don't really have a lot of that specifically. Proximity to home quarterbacks, none. I still have this at the proximity home. Championship contender. Obviously not a great look there. We got a lot of guys wanting to go for that. Program traditions. Pro potential. A lot of guys want to leave for that as well. The good news is we're playing on CPU only fire, so we're not gonna have to worry about anything with coach stability in the future. But let's go ahead and dive into some positional needs. We will need at least a couple quarterbacks, running backs, offensive linemen, lots of linebackers, and the rest are kind of easy to fill from there. So they recommend all these 1-stars. Is there any 2-stars that we could get? There is. Let's kind of start with that. So we got Dontrell Pope, backfield creator. He wants proximity to home, which we can meet. Only wants 10 NIL, excuse me. I think we'll throw him on the board. Mustafa Littlejohn, another backfield creator. Now we got Byron Vaughns, who wants 20. He's JUCO, that's why. I've kind of noticed JUCOs usually get a little bit more from, like, not a lot, but a little bit, depending to some true freshmen. I think a pure runner wouldn't be bad to go for. Devontae Merlin, or a dual threat of some kind. I'd like to see if we got a guy that has some plus size. Tracy could do pretty prototypical size for college level. I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna go with the biggest guy, and we're gonna go with Tracy could do for the other quarterback. And now here we're just start with the interest level. North-South blocker Victor Yabo, Austin Graves, Denard Sermon. Okay, and then 2-star Troy Abreu, proximity to home. Sam Wayne, backfield creator. I don't know where we're going to sit on a lot of these guys. Larry Albert, James Spicer, plain style Ron Jewell. I don't know if we'll be able to get much there. Some headway on these 2-stars is going to be tough. Daryl Hales, contact seeker. Is he the only contact seeker I've seen so far? Yes. I think I'm going to add Daryl Hales. I want a guy who can run between the tackles a little better. Because I don't think we're going to beat anyone with speed anytime soon with these guys. Pro potential, Timmy Tobias, that's always a bit of a risk. Marquise Carter, North-South blocker, 61206. Ezekiel Beaver, North-South receiver. Now here's a JUCO, Emmanuel Chukwuma, East-West playmaker, 6'1", 200 pounds, a sophomore. I think it might be worth to try a JUCO just to potentially get a higher overall at the position. And then I think I am going to go with Ezekiel Beaver for the last one. Because of the transfer portal, I will be looking at fullbacks as well. Maybe we'll hit the transfer portal for that specifically, but I think we'll just wait on the fullback. Receiver, I might add more than one. That's an interesting name. Muhammad Bielsukinia. I butchered that, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry, but we're third on his board. Is there any 2-stars that we are on the board for at the receiver position? Because that could be a big help. I don't think we're going to get much, if any. going to be a lot of 1 and 2 stars year number 1. No. Okay, so let's start with that 2 stars then. Contested specialist Devontae Rashid. Kerry Hawkinson, a gadget player. That's a lot of tough competition at the top there. Manny Burr. Route artist Isaiah Duarte. Tim Westbrook Speedster. I think we gotta add him just for the speed, and then I'm gonna add a second one to the team. I think a gadget's probably the way to go. Wayne Biquette, 5'9", 192. It's probably not a bad idea to go with here. I'm gonna add Greg Buggs as well, just another speed guy. Malik Owens. Oh man, I love big receivers. Okay, we'll add him, and then I think I am gonna add Wayne Biquette. So 4 receivers to start with. We should probably look at tight end as well, but it's not a massive need. Falami Toilolo. We're going to have a lot of undersized tight ends here. Pure blocker James Brewer. That could be a potential future fullback. I think we're just going to add him for now. Now the tackles. If I didn't make it kind of obvious to start with, but I wanted to have a little more of a gritty downhill run type of offense. In running with a fullback, blocking tight ends, big raw strength, mauling type tackles and guards. I'm not going to be looking too much at the agile archetype or the pass protector archetype, but well-rounded and raw strength are going to be kind of where I'm looking to target early on. Like, Tony Garrison, not really going to fit my play style. Or BJ Keaton. Colby Tolzien, I could get behind that. I might add him just because we're 5th on him already. And then same with the guards. Pass protector, not going to do too much for me right away. We're not going to have much of a drop back passing game. I don't know if it's worth, because we're so far at the bottom there. Let's take a look at just top guys here. Raw strength Chuck Quinn out of Jacksonville, Florida. 6'3", 318. Why not? We'll throw Chuck Quinn in there. Shannon Giffords. No, well-rounded. Cassius Genus. He's 6'2", 279. Now he's more of an agile type guard. Or well-rounded, excuse me. But he's very undersized. I don't know if that's kind of a wait-and-see type of deal. Raw strength, Carlos Batty. I think we'll go ahead. I'm going to go with Carlos Batty, but then I am going to take a shot on Genus as well. And I will take a gamble on a center. Eli Rohrwasser, I think center I'm okay with there being the pass protector archetype. That's the one where agile and pass, that doesn't matter too much. Mostly the guards and tackles, I want a specific well-rounded or raw strength archetype. Edge rushers, we got Tyler Gronk. He's an undersized JUCO speed rusher. Probably get a year out of him. But Christian Corral, a little bit more prototypical. Still very undersized, but 6'5" is nice. I'll add him. So we at the moment don't really need an edge rusher. And we run a 34 type defense, so we'll see if they kind of have that. Eli Monteau, I don't know how to pronounce that. I'm butchering all these names. But I'm going to add him just to have, I like the edge setter archetype for when I'm looking for just a guy that could have high run stopping capabilities as a early down edge kind of guy. And then looking at the tackles, power rusher Stephen Hawkinson. I think we'll take a gamble on him. Jabari Mama, another power rusher. I like the name. I think we'll add him just for that alone. Now, holy shit, Desmond Friend, 5'11", 289, gap specialist. We only needed really one D tackle, but I'm going to add him too. And we'll just start with that. We need a lot of linebackers. We only have a few. Now for my linebacker archetypes, we need guys that can play potentially on the edge as well. So a thumper like Tony Reyes would fit the bill. DeMarcus Hellestrate, I'm going to add him too, just because, again, a JUCO 6'3", 222, he could potentially be somebody that can play the edge if needed. I do kind of want to look for a signal caller. A lurker like Stefan Adai, we're 5th on his board. I think it could be a good one. A thumper, though, like Marco Twyman, who we're 3rd on, wouldn't be bad either. I think we could add both. For Mike linebacker, I think I'm just looking for guys like a Nick Childers, a signal caller, Kevin Spear maybe. And then a lurker and Darren Boone wouldn't be bad either. He's an athlete as well. Paul. Now that's a name if I've ever seen one. I think we're going to get along pretty good with Paul. We got 29. I think that's going to be good for the linebackers. We got 7 of them. So I'm okay with that. And now the corners. Says we don't really need corners very much. I would like to have one guy in, and I think Akeem Engler could be that guy. Channing Hutton hybrid from Wisconsin. Sterling Elgin, coverage specialist, playing time. I think we could really push for him. And he's a 2-star. We got Nick Emmanuel. See, this is kind of where I want my hybrid or box specialist at the strong safety position. And a guy like Steve Mayo, there's a couple of really good teams at the top there. Jalen March. CJ Kane out of Florida. Let's add him to the board. And then we gotta throw a kicker out there. I'm just gonna go with the top recommended kicker that we can. Let's see, if I do any state for kicker, 90 NIL for Joey Law. I don't think I want to spend NIL on a kicker. Here we go. John Mays, he's the highest 3-star accurate power. Marcus Ezekiel. I like power archetypes for kickers, so I will go with Marcus Ezekiel for kicker. And we got 2 more spots to fill, so let's do one more linebacker. No, I'm not going to do that. We're going to keep it pretty realistic through who we can and cannot target. Let's see. Recommended top guys. Let's do interest level. Let's go fullback here. Let's go back to the fullback. And this one I'm going to do any state. I want to get a fullback on the roster. Alec DeWitt, utility JUCO. Steven Battles, another utility. He's very undersized though. I want one that can block. Jeff Hepburn. That looks like a blocking type guy. He's already 193 pounds. Cortez McCallum. And it's proximity to home for him. And there's no deal breaker on Jeff Hepburn. That's pretty good to know. Who is the heaviest fullback? That's kind of what I want to look at here. 211 pounds. Jason Wayne, blocking archetype. from New Jersey, conference prestige. I think we can do it. I think we just go with the biggest guy. He's a 3-star. So we got Nate Aguilar blocking. I'm going to go with Jason Wayne on the board here. And then the quarterback. Let's go back to recommended. We got 2-stars on the board. Do we want to try a 3-star quarterback? I don't think we're going to get anything too crazy considering we only have 240 for NIL. Pocket passer JUCO. This might be the position where I'd want to try to push for a 3-star early on the roster. Anthony Floyd, pure runner archetype, 5'11", 218. Now, why do I like that so much? 190 NIL. Doesn't have offers as of now, but could work. Pocket passer Lynn Nortman, Niles Cotter, Emeka Uwa. I'm not even going to try to pronounce that. Pocket passer Max Lynch. I think Efa is pretty good too. David Efa, backfield creator. 6'3", 224, playing style. So that could change throughout the year. We got an athlete down here in Brett Potts. You know what? I think Jamarcus Harms, 6'1", 217. Pure runner archetype, proximity to home. It's pretty good. John B. I think having a pure run archetype is going to be best for us. Now let's... I think the guy I want to go for here... I liked Anthony Floyd. Short guy, 218, pure runner. Let's add him to the board. Alright, so now we're going to get into the scouting portion, and we're going to start off with Anthony Floyd, our only 3-star. Yeah, 85 speed, 86 throw power, 79 throw on the run. That's the type of player that I want. We'll save some of our skills. Let's kind of do a little bit here. Dontrell Pope. 89 throw power, so he's got a little bit of better arm. And Tracy could do 82 throw power. That's a little low, but we'll roll with it for now. Daryl Hales, I want to get something going for him. 84 speed, 71 break tackle, so obviously a project there. But then my theory on the JUCOs, let's scout him a little bit. Is he a higher overall right away? A lot better in change of direction. But then again, different archetypes, so... About the same level of player. Jason Wayne, sorry, are one of 2 3-stars. I forgot about him. Yeah, he looks good. 81 lead block, 65 impact. I don't think we're going to do too much scouting this first week. I do want to scout this Genus guy. He's undersized. What's his strength looking like? Does not tell me, but his blocking stats are actually pretty good for a true freshman. Let's go with scouting Troy Riaz. See if I can get... Ooh, that's going to be... I don't think we're going to get much. 55 zone. Let's do one more. Okay, so far he's better in man coverage than zone coverage. So that's good. Paul the lurker. I think I'm going to save that. I really want to get, I think, Sterling Elgin scouted a little bit. 82 speed. Let's do one more. 56 man. And then I'll scout a little bit on CJ Kane. 85 speed. Okay. All right. So that's all the scouting we can do for week, well, not even week 0. We'll go in and now, I think we're going to do some red shirts. I don't think we're really going to redshirt many people before we continue, because, yeah, it's not going to matter much. They're looking like a deal breaker is going to get broken. I don't really see the point, but I'll still redshirt Kareem Harris just in case. Hambrick's going to be playing right away, so Cole Simmons probably going to have to play. Ashley Walker's conference prestige. I want him redshirted for sure. DePaulo, don't think he'll stick around, but we'll still redshirt him anyways. Ahmad Allison, playing time, can't redshirt him. Same with BJ Osmer. Hayden Butts, not going to worry about it. Emmett Douglas, playing time. Again, we're going to have to try to incorporate him somehow. Marlon Robinson is conference prestige. He can luckily get redshirted. And Torrey Fuller, conference prestige. Do we redshirt a senior who might be able to play next year? I think I'm going to do it. I mean, it's weird to redshirt him as a senior, but beyond this year, if this doesn't go well, he's going to be our number 1 D tackle. Beyond that, I think we can do Demetrius Lucas. We can go down here. Ethan Sherman, he wants contender. It's not going to happen. Justice Haggard, he's conference prestige, so that's good. Christopher Noble, he's going to get the red shirt this year. Not Bryce Williams. Locke Kennedy's going to play, be one of our best players, and we're going to redshirt Kamari Hall. Punters are good, and there we go. So now that we got that out of the way, we cannot do a free practice yet, so we will have to advance. To week 0. Let's go into recruiting. We got 250 hours. We got full scouts on all our quarterbacks now. We can finally add NIL. So a lot of our NIL is going to go to Anthony Floyd, while the rest of our guys are pretty much going to be free. So we will go in with an offered scholarship to Anthony Floyd. And we have, so I mean, where do we get the bonus from for him? So 240 is the max. Yeah. So I think what we do, he expects 190. I'll bump it to 200 for Anthony Floyd. I think he's an intriguing player, and I will immediately send the house on him as well. So he's a top player on our board. Number 1 player. Beyond that, there's not a lot of NIL to go around for what guys expect. So let's go ahead and just do a little scouting. Tim Westbrook, how fast is he? 86 speed. That's not bad. 86 speed, 71, deep. I think this is a guy we could definitely push for. I'm going to save the NIL. We're not going to be able to do the 5 cheese or whatever, but before we continue, I just remembered I do have skill points I can spend, and I'm going to spend it only in recruiting. I think I just want to get the baseline for everything to make it a little better to scout, so I don't have to spend like 50 points. And I think that's really all I'm going to do. Kickers, punters, sure, why not? There we go. We're just going to do that. But other than that, let's get into some actual scouting now. I think the other one I want to look at was big Malik Owens. 81 speed, 66 catching. Not looking great, but he's a 2-star. You got to remember that. Wayne Paquette, a little faster, a little bit more well-rounded. I think for him, I will offer, and his versatility, that's one of the few players I will throw a 5 NIL at. He's probably my top receiver on the board right now. And we'll scout out Greg Bugs, 89 speed. Yeah, you're getting an offer too, but I'm going to give you a 0 for now. So good deals here. Good deals. Well, James Brewer, we're in the running for him. We're not going to be able to scout every single person here. But let's try Mike Doman. No gems. What's his strength? Does it not tell me? It's not telling me. Okay. I think it's worth a scholarship offer. Doesn't cost me anything. Emmett Dull. 86 strength. That's what I like to see. Just getting offensive linemen scouted, brought in here. Because one issue that I've had in previous college football titles is not being able to bring in solid offensive linemen. Chuck Quinn, low strength, impact block is high. I'm thinking I'm gonna offer for him. So I definitely don't want to be stingy on any of that. Don't have enough hours for Eli Montague. So no more scouting, at least fully. Tony Reyes. I think I'm going to offer him. Start off with something. I think for now we'll just kind of look at some guys where we're pretty high up on the board and look to maybe throw them a scholarship or two. James Brewer, we are 4th on. He's a pure blocker. We cannot even offer him? Why? Oh, we had no hours. Silly. Silly me. Well, alright guys. I think that'll be it for this one. In the next video, we will take on number 20 ranked Tennessee for our very first game in the Middle Tennessee Blue Raiders Dynasty. Thank you guys for watching, and I hope to see you on the next one. Take care.